Every sip of Coca-Cola brings you closer to the excitement of the FIFA World Cup 26. Because nothing compares to the joy. So grab a Coke and drink in the FIFA World Cup 26. No purchase necessary. 13 plus in 50 U.S. states and D.C. with a web-enabled device. Ends March 1st with 8 entry periods. Rules at cokeurl.com/soccer rules.
Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Welcome back to Victory Drive. All right, this week we got in Landon Baker, in-studio guest of the week. Name might sound familiar because we had him on a ways back. Can't remember the episode name off the top of my head, but dig back in the archives. His name's right there. Landon Baker. He's a competitive shooter, mostly PRS stuff, and just a great fucking dude. Knows a lot about guns and shooting, and so we just sit down and talk it out and have a good conversation. We cover like reloading, some long range shooting stuff, all sorts of different things. So hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's always fun having in-studio guests. The over-the-phone ones are nice too, but it's a lot better when they're in person. All right. So I had a good time. I hope all you guys enjoyed it as well. So let's get into some of the partners that help this ship sail. Mountain Ops, code Victory, 20% off. Grizzly Coolers. Great, hard-sided, American-made fucking coolers made right down the street in Decorah, Iowa. And great dudes, great products. Check them out. Grizzly Coolers. Code WCB Code WCB for 15% off. Motherfucker, I can't talk today. Today's just not my day. I don't know. I went out. We were doing some hunting. I got an early muzzleloader tag, like you guys heard me talk about with my buddy Matt Moon. We've had a bit of a rough go at it with the early muzzleloader tag. It's just seeing some decent deer. I guess Matt's seeing some decent deer. I haven't seen a shooter buck yet. I just don't think God wants me to shoot a buck this year. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just being a little pussy. Maybe that's also a factor. But nonetheless, this is the time of year that we all look forward to. So I hope that all you guys are getting out in the woods and having a good time this season. I'm going to keep going at it. Can't give up. Got to go all in and just give her the beans. So I know I just dropped that right in the middle of these the partner reads and stuff, but I had to get that off my chest. I think it's the reason why I'm not speaking very eloquently today. But yeah, so Mountain Ops, code Victory, 20% off. Grizzly, code WCB for 15% off. And yeah, so Africa. Let me talk about that for a little bit, because we have 6 slots available for Victory Drive Week in Africa with Stuart Pringle. And let me tell you guys, this fucking trip is the trip of a lifetime. It's so much fun. So if any of you guys want to go, our week is August 26th through September 3rd. It's a great, like I said, great fucking time. It's a great time for the spouse as well. Whether, you have a wife or a husband, whatever. It's a great time. Everyone has fun. It's all inclusive, all you can drink, all you can eat. Great time and great hunting. So anyone that's interested in Africa, let me know. Like I said, 6 slots available, gun or bow. We're not discriminatory, whatever you want to do. There's obviously going to be an emphasis on guns and walking stock in the bush, chasing some giants out there in Africa. So you guys want to get out there, let me know and we can get you signed up. Wyoming Bear Camp is also May 27th through the 31st. If you guys want to go to Wyoming and hunt some big old Bruins, let me know as well. Last time I checked, we still have a few slots available there. It's going to be me and Devin Leonard and obviously Trey and his whole crew as well. So we're going to have a great time in Wyoming and Africa. So if you guys want to go on some trips this year, or not this year, it's 2023. Next year, 2024, it's going to be a record year. It's going to be awesome. So, I think that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I fucking suck a little bit today, and I can't really speak, so I won't torture you guys anymore with me stumbling and looking for words. So please put your hands together for Landon Baker. Welcome back. Yay. All right, and peace. There we go. Okay. All right. So, Landon Baker back on.
Yep. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in. This is going to be a good time. So we're just chit-chatting a little bit about reloading and stuff a little bit. Because I don't reload, but it's something I'm interested in. But I've never actually done it. So, what were we talking about before? We were getting into a good conversation. I just wanted to hit record quick. And then now we lost it. But, yeah, brass. So, you just kind of walk us through that. Like, because there is different quality of brass that you know, I don't know shit. There is different quality. Like,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Difference in quality, right? When it comes to brass.
Yep.
So, like, what does that, like, what does that have to do with anything, I guess?
A lot of it's the thickness of the brass itself, the consistency of it. You know, it'll grow at different rates. It can be harder to reload if it's brass that stretches super easy, if it's cheaper. I know some guys that weigh it out and they group all their brass and they load that way. Personally, I'm not that anal. Probably never will be. I haven't seen the benefit of it yet, but
yeah,
I do have some really expensive brass like ADG. I think it's some of the best on the market right now, and it's fabulous. But then I shoot a lot of Hornady as well. Mm-hmm. You just don't expect the world out of it.
So ADG, is that like a company that just makes brass? Or do they? Okay.
Yep, they specialize in brass.
Okay.
And they make fantastic brass.
Do factory ammunition manufacturers use like ADG brass and stuff, or is it just
not factory yet? But there is a lot of custom rifle companies that are building that will load for you, and they use ADG now. So I guess it is like a factory. Like, say if you bought a Gunworks rifle, and if they build loads for you, it most likely is ADG brass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Because I've never bought a custom rifle, but I've looked into it and they always put on there, we'll develop your load data for you and give you all that information and like load like a certain amount of boxes of ammo for you as well.
Yep.
And send it with the gun. Everything else is like a little package or whatnot. So
yeah, you might get one box free. If you want 1,000 rounds, they'll load you 1,000.
Right? Yeah, you'll pay for it.
But. Yeah, sky's the limit.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Because you said Gunworks for sure does that.
I know they make
okay
custom ammo, and then
I think I remember hearing like a podcast because they have their own podcast too.
Yep.
I think I remember hearing them talk about that on there, that they were making custom. They make they're making custom ammo and stuff.
Pretty much anybody that makes a custom rifle will build you custom ammo. It's just kind of became a thing now.
Well, I mean, because I guess when they're shooting all the guns they're building, they're probably reloading their own ammo for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll build a load, find one that works, and then make however many rounds you want out of it.
Mm-hmm. Is that how Hornady got started? I can't remember.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I feel like they would have. Yeah, it sounds like something like because I mean, how long has Hornady been around? They haven't been around that long, like in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Right.
Maybe 80s, 90s.
Because I think the original owner, isn't he still alive and still working for the company?
I think so.
I think so too.
Yep.
Gosh, I'm not looking any of this up, so I don't know for sure. But
neither do I. Somebody's gonna be fact checking.
Yeah, right. I feel like I'm pretty sure he's still alive, so they can't be that old.
No, I don't think so.
Remington, obviously.
Yep.
He ain't alive anymore.
No.
So
no, and I don't think Hornady makes any factory production rifles either, that I know of.
Hornady? No. I don't think so.
No.
Who do they work with the most, though? Because they all work kind of together, but who does Hornady work with the most? Like, what weapons? Like,
Probably
when they
Savage, maybe? Or
when they came out with the PRC line of ammo, I wonder what gun manufacturer got them first. Because there's always like one or two companies that they send them out to first.
Yeah, they're the first ones with the production, that caliber.
Yeah. Gosh dang, who the fuck was it?
I'm not sure. I know it's not Remington.
Yeah, I know Savage was pretty early to the game.
They're pretty early.
They were one. But I thought there was a couple that were like super early into it, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. You're still shooting Bergara for your competitions and stuff?
I have the Bergara, haven't rebarreled it yet, but now I'm just shooting a sorry.
No, you're good.
It's all custom now. It's a Defiance action.
Oh, that's right. I think we talked about that last time you were in.
Yep.
Oh man, that fucker's sick.
It is sick, but I'd have no problem shooting Bergara again. It did great for me.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. We did. I think we went over that whole build last time you were in here talking about that. Who built that for you again?
Bryce Lumley.
Yep. And he's right here in town, isn't he?
Yep, he's here in Osage.
Yeah.
Owns BAL Custom Rifles.
Yeah, I think I was actually over there working, and we just stumbled upon his house. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what's that? Oh, custom rifles. I'm like, oh shit, I think that's because it was like it was on his garage. Yep. I said that. And I'm like, oh shit, I think that's fucking Landon's dude.
Yep, that's where he's at.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I still need to go meet him.
We need to have him out on the show.
Yeah, we do. We do need to do that.
I think he'd enjoy it.
Cool. Think so?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to reach out to him, have him on, talk about all that stuff. I also want to talk to him about rebarreling my 30-06. Does he do stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? I figured he would.
Yep, he'll do anything.
Yeah. Well, if you trust him, then I guess I can trust him.
Yeah, I trust him.
For a pretty simple rebarrel job, honestly. Like, I've never done it, but from what I hear, it's not too hard.
No, I don't think it's too hard. And he really takes the time. He's very detail-oriented. Like, half the stuff he builds me is probably way too nice for me. Yeah. Personally.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
It's definitely going to be... I'm not like a super fancy guy. I'm definitely more of a budget guy when it comes to certain things.
Yep.
But, yeah, whenever someone has like a really nice rifle, like custom rifle and shit, and they're like, hey, you want to look at it? And I grab it, and it almost feels like I'm holding on to like a newborn baby. Like oh gosh, like I'm like a Ruger American guy, you know. I shoot like cheap guns really well. So
a lot of people do because they don't have that nervous thought that I can't drop this or tip it over in the dirt.
Yeah, it's kind of nerve wracking. So I've never done it. I've never bought like expensive watches because I'm like, I'm gonna forget it. I'm gonna lose it, or I'm gonna break it.
Something like that, I definitely would.
Yeah, obviously I'm not going to lose my rifle, but it's
hopefully not.
I could very well break it though.
I remember the first time I got the Athlon Cronus. It's right around $2,000 scope, and to me, I'm like, oh my god, this thing's the best scope ever. And it's been great for me, but I was doing a PRS match, and we were shooting off like a panel gate, and I'd say the gate rungs got narrower and narrower as you went down. Well, in rushing in time, you'd stick your rifle and shoot, move down the next one, and down to the bottom, they got narrower, and I just didn't pay attention to it. I remember just throwing the gun in there and just absolutely slamming the scope into the top rung. Just made me cringe. Bent the shit out of the bell.
Did it really? Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck.
Didn't wreck the scope at all.
That's good. Did Athlon fix it, or did you just run it?
Well, yeah. I told him, I was like, hey, can you fix this? Because I want to run the sunshade. Otherwise, I probably just left it. Because it didn't break the seal on it. So, and I said, and they're like, well, yeah. Luckily, it was just the front piece actually unthreaded where the sunshade went on.
Oh, so easy peasy then.
Super easy.
Yeah.
They didn't have to repurge it or anything. So
well, that's good.
Yeah. I'm like, what did you do? Drop this? And I told him, and the guy laughed. He's like, no big deal.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is their warranty pretty decent, or
from what I've told? Yep, I've sent in a couple of scopes, and they've never questioned it. I know the only thing that does kill a warranty is like if you Cerakote, they don't want their stuff being baked for the seal.
Well, that makes sense.
Yep.
If it's like complete negligence or disregard, then that can make sense. Especially because Athlon's not like, I don't know, they're definitely getting bigger, but they're not like huge. They're not like a household name yet, I don't think. Nah, not yet. Even like shooting PRS, you'll see some Athlons out there, but I mean, some guys love them, some turn their nose up. They're diehard Vortex or Night Force. This is personal opinion.
Night Force, they're getting fucking
huge. Like, they're really, really popular.
Night Force
really
is
popular.
great. They don't have my favorite reticle, though, so it's not my favorite scope.
Dude, reticle's big.
It's huge.
That's a really big factor in scope purchasing.
It's the first thing I look at. I look through it, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll offer 2 different reticles per model, and, if I don't like either one, I'm like, nah. Even if it's a good deal, it's not something I like.
Yep. I'm a pretty simple guy. Like, I don't mind, just for hunting purposes, especially if I'm dialing a lot, I don't mind just a duplex reticle, just a standard fucking crosshair reticle. But, man, if I, if I have the choice between, a duplex or like a mil-dot reticle, or even like oh my God, what the fuck what reticle do you shoot?
I love the mil-dot.
The mil-dot? Okay.
Yep.
What's the fucking crazy one? Oh my gosh. I forgot what it's called. I think they call it the Christmas tree reticle. It has shit all over the place. It's it fucking branches down and everything else, and you can really dial those fuckers in if you know how to use them.
So mine is mil-dot with
Horus.
the tree.
I think it's called Horus reticle.
Okay. Yeah, so mine has it. It's just like, once you get up to the tactical level scopes, all of them have the tree in it now.
Yeah.
And then the reticle above is whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
But I do love that.
They're wild. Especially when you get in like the really high-end ones, and they have shit like I didn't ever get in that, but like a lot of the snipers, I think they had all Horus reticles, and they're like, yeah, it's fucking cheating, dude.
Yeah, and
it's crazy.
Those guys that really know the reticle, you can, if it's the mil-spec scope, you can actually measure yardage with it.
Yep.
Based off of, the distance and then how tall it is. So
yeah,
I'm not smart enough to do that, but I know a lot of guys can.
No, I'm not. I mean, I was never a sniper. I was never like I like shooting long range, but not. I've never gotten into like the extreme long range just because, dude, I fucking barely pass math. It's like I'm not like a big math guy. I fucking love shooting. I love being able to stretch out there and shoot out decent ways, but I'm not like a mile and a half, 2 mile guy. I'm not like that because there's a lot you got to do, like all sorts of calculations, fucking like the curvature of the earth, other stuff.
Yeah, that's what the electronics is for now.
Where the sun's at, yeah, right.
There's definitely some good apps out there that kind of dumb it down if you really want it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But I don't. Yeah, and then on the other hand too, everything's so expensive.
Very
expensive.
Like I want to go do a King of the 2 mile match and just hit up somebody and be like, hey, do you have a spare gun I can shoot, or I'll buy ammo and just shoot a couple rounds of it for fun.
You're talking like they're shooting like 50 cals and they're
like the 416 Shy-Tex and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, those are insane.
I just really want to try it once, but I probably shouldn't because new calibers and guns are like crack to me. I'll be building one, and those are that's a car.
Yeah. Oh no shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, what are they? They gotta be like 30 pounds. They're fucking huge.
They're heavy.
They're heavier than fuck.
And then you get the guys that are shooting 3,000-4,000 yards, and you got the Prism, and the Prism alone's $5,000. And then you
What's
got
that?
So it's like a fixed elevation you put in front of your scope. So it'll add in, after you only have so much drop in a scope. Yeah, so this will be a fixed drop on top of what you got.
Yep. No, I have seen those.
Looks like a square box, like a GoPro almost. In front.
Yep. Never knew what the fuck it was, but it's just to get out there, to be able to reach out there farther.
Yeah. So you don't have some stupid tall scope mount that's 1.5 feet tall.
Yeah. That's, man, what kind of fucking scopes are they shooting on those things?
A lot of guys are running Night Force. I think the Beast is pretty common.
Okay.
But, I mean,
what's the magnification on that? Like fucking 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gotta be up there.
There's Callus makes some. I mean, there's infinite scopes out there for ridiculous ones.
Right. They're crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I mean, I shouldn't say it. No, I can pretty confidently say I'll never get into that. Just because building a gun that can do it, fucking crazy.
And then ammo.
The
ammo is,
nuts.
I think, ultimately the killer.
You have to reload. There's no other option. You can't.
No.
You can't just go buy factory ammo for that.
Yep.
And shoot it and be like, yeah, totally.
And I was talking to Bryce about his Shy-Tech and asking him how much he thought. A lot of those are solid bronze bullets that are hand cut for stuff like that. And he was like, it's probably about $12 a round to reload.
Son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Is he cutting them himself?
No.
Okay.
Order.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that Laser's the company. Laser Bullets.
Blazer?
Laser.
Okay. I was like, Blazer, like the fucking cheap 9mm?
No. yeah, they got a high end model too.
Like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, Blazer's like Wolf.
Yeah, no shit. I like shooting it. That's just because that's also why I'm drinking Old Milwaukee Blue. I'm a fucking connoisseur of cheap beer and
save money for
ammo.
toys.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I love shooting cheap ammo. It's just because, especially when it comes to like guns and stuff too. I don't want a gun that can't shoot cheap ammo necessarily.
No, neither do I.
Because I'm more of like I think a lot too. Like, okay, man, if shit really does hit the fan and fucking like Russia EMPs us and takes all of our shit out, and we're just stuck in the dark ages now. I want a gun that's gonna be able to shoot whatever I find off the ground or wherever I'm at, right? But obviously, when you're talking like precision rifles, I'm not gonna feed fucking wolf ammo through a precision rifle.
I have shot wolf through my my precision 6.5 a couple times.
Yeah,
Found some. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, you pay the money, you should be able to shoot it, right?
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I guess more or less, I'm thinking of like gas guns. Like if I were to buy like a really high end AR, I probably wouldn't run wolf through it. But that'd also be like my pretty gun, my pretty boy gun.
Yeah.
Then I have my fucking my real gun, my utility gun that can shoot anything, right? I'm
also a fan of like I buy it to use it. I had a really nice over and under shotgun. I wanted a D rally. It was beautiful. I think it was a Franchi Instinct L. Loved it.
Oh yeah.
Never shot it. I was too scared to just take it out and run it through the reeds and just mutilate it. And I finally ended up selling it to somebody that would love it. And I was like, it's just, I'll never shoot it. Had it for 4 years. Never pulled the trigger once on it. It was brand new.
Yeah. That is a problem.
Yeah.
You buy like too nice of guns and too nice of stuff, then you're just like, I don't want to use it like I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Like I was just looking at Ram like TRX trucks. And I'm like, let's see what those are like. Just the fucking, they're like over $100,000.
Yeah, they're
like,
sweet.
dude, I'd be afraid to fart in that thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not gonna run that TRX like it was built to run.
Yeah.
So, but it also, that's nuts. That's a fucking house, dude.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's why, I mean, what do you keep it in the garage? You're going to keep it forever? Probably not.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's like, then what are you doing with it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess when it comes to my guns, maybe that's another reason why I buy like mid-range guns a lot. Like I like to have nice guns and nice things, but I don't like to necessarily pull out a fucking second mortgage for them either.
No, understandable.
So, but I do really want like one just butte. Like when I talk butte, I'm talking like I want like my dream gun is a fucking like a 458 lot double rifle or something like that,
Is that like
or 500 Nitro Express.
Okay, like some
double
Safari,
rifle.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like a Krieghoff.
Yep.
Those things are gorgeous.
Yeah, they are
absolutely gorgeous. But you're talking like, I don't know, $30,000.
Jesus.
And fucking nuts.
You'd be scared to shoot it because it'll take your shoulder off too.
Yeah. But I would love to just be able to flex like that, go to Africa and be like, Mah.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Look at the full bore I got.
Sick.
Mount it to the front of a truck, yeah.
But I would never buy one. Unless I got like filthy rich. Then they'd be sick. But yeah, I'll probably never end up buying a Krieghoff 500 Nitro Express, but it'd be pretty sick if I did.
Yeah, it's like you go into Cabela's and you go in like the gun library where the little room is and all the beautiful ones are up there. It's like, they look sweet, but what are you going to do? Like, have your buddies put on white gloves so they can hold it and then put it back in the safe?
Yeah, don't fucking... What are you doing? Touching it with your bare paws?
Yeah, now you have to send it off to be cleaned.
It's going to ruin the bluing.
Yeah, it's going to be a rusty fingerprint there.
Why'd you fucking buy this thing then?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that ain't me. I'm more of like a Winchester M70 guy.
Yeah.
Like fucking... They look nice. They're beautiful guns.
Shoots good,
but I wouldn't be afraid to like run it through the reeds.
Yeah, or throw it in the passenger seat and barrel sitting on the floor. Yeah. You're not too worried about it.
Right. Like I think if I'm like pretty comfortable. I'm going to buy a nice gun in like the $2,000 range. And that's just going to be my fucking, it'll probably be like a 7 PRC.
Yeah.
Just because then I can just use that for everything. I really do feel like the 7 PRC, just ballistically, I haven't shot one yet. And I definitely haven't shot at like animals, but I feel like that's like pretty damn close to as good as it gets for an all-around cartridge.
I'd say so. You know, I had my 7 Tom. I loved it because I did a lot of research on it, which it's a little bit of an odd caliber, but you load it right. The 7 Tom I thought was like the best thing ever.
The only thing I don't like about the 7 Tom is the factory ammo thing. Because I don't reload.
Yep. And then the bastards came out with the 7 PRC. I'm like, God damn it. Now it's even 7mm bullets now are gone. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, that 7 Tom's never going to take off now. Like,
no.
As far like, if it didn't take off already, then it's definitely not going to take off now. Because there's so many, there's so many 7s.
There's
a lot of 7s out there.
There's so many of everything. You pick a caliber, there's 100 variations of it, you know, and there's the old guys in the basement, they're like, this is the best thing on earth. And
honestly, when the 6.5 Creedmoor came out, that's probably why it took off so well, because there wasn't a whole lot of really popular 6.5s.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, bullshit, there's a lot of 6.5s out. It's like, yeah, like a fucking 100 years ago, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like
whatever.
They had the 6.5 284, but that was still kind of oddish, you know. And
it's still odd enough. Like no one in America was using it, and plus, like all the old timers that were like, "But there's a lot of fucking 6.5s. Like the 6.5 Creedmoor doesn't make any sense." Like, but no one was using them because America's always been like a fucking 30 caliber,
308,
30-06, 300 Win Mag.
Yep.
Fucking, you know, like that's America.
Yeah. They're not bad cartridges.
No,
There's
they're great.
Better ballistic ones out there. Depends on what you're doing with it, though, too.
Exactly. It's like when you're talking hunting, it's like a 300 Win Mag. Everyone's just like, what do I need for a hunting rifle? 300 Win Mag. Like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, I'm only 13. Stop being a pussy.
Yeah.
Shoot a 300 Win Mag.
You'll have this gun forever.
Yeah. If you can't shoot a 300 Win Mag, then you shouldn't even be hunting anyways.
Go back to the truck.
Get the fuck out of here. You know? But no, it's like everyone's just like 300 Win Mag or 30-06. That's like, I mean, that. Yeah. This country legitimately was built on like the back of the 30-06 though.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
The 30-aught caliber has been around forever.
Ever since.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking a little bit before we hit start too, but I did a lot of research on 30-06. I wrote an article on Deercast about it and stuff, but it's a fucking cool cartridge just because it was the first real cartridge that America had that used smokeless powder.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. So when I say first real one, like we did. So we were still using like 45-70s and stuff a lot, like the Spanish American War. We were using like, you know, single shot trapdoor, fucking 45-70s and stuff. Yeah. And the Spanish had the had Mausers, and they were just fucking us up. So then Teddy Roosevelt, when he became president, he's like, we need to fix this shit because I got my fucking ass beat out there in the fucking Spanish American War, dude. You know? So he's like, we won the war, but he's like, we got fucked up. So they did a lot of research and stuff back in the day, and then smokeless powder came out, and they're like, fucking dang, what are we gonna do here? So they originally adopted the 30-40 Krag for military use, and that just didn't work out. And actually, did they use the 30-40 Krag during the Spanish American War? There's a war in there that used it, and they got fucked up with that one, too. And they're like, that didn't quite work out. But that was, like, the first adaptation of smokeless powder that we used as a military. And then, fast forward just a little bit, like a few years, and then they redeveloped they basically stole the Mauser action, put it in like, Springfield took that, and they're like, okay, this is just the best there is right now, so we're just going to take it. And they didn't ask.
America.
So yeah, we just stole it. We just stole the fucking Mauser action, put it in a Springfield 1903, and came out with the 30-03, which is a 30 caliber fucking. It's the 30-03, and the only difference is that they're using 220 grain round nose fucking ballistically inferior rounds.
It's just a lead ball, essentially.
Basically, an elongated lead ball. So they're using that, and then they fucking very, very shortly after, someone in Germany named Spitzer came up with a new bullet, and it came out with the Spitzer bullet, like the boat tail fucking Spitzers, right? The pointy bullets. So in America's like, fucking, hey, that looks nice. It looks a lot more aerodynamic, a lot more effective. Let's just do that instead. So then that's when they came out with the 30-06, which is just replace the 220 grain round nose bullets and brought in 150 grain Spitzer bullets and put it on there, and then put it in a fucking 1903, and they're like, there it is. 30-06.
That'd be great. Can you
And
imagine
ever
being a
since then, dude.
shooting the first variation of it, be like, oh, this is better than what we had. And then this
Mm-hmm.
next one comes out 2 years later, and you're like, damn,
Holy fuck.
now we can do something.
Especially if you're one of those soldiers that was like a really, really good shot.
Yeah.
You know, with like those really shitty fucking rifles. Like, I shouldn't say really shitty. They were great at the time. But when you're just, if you became a really good shot using fucking like a 45-70, like trapdoors 45-70, and you're like, yeah, hell yeah, I can shoot this thing at like 75 yards. Dope. That was so good.
200-yard shot. You're out there.
Right? And then they come out with that stuff, and you're like, holy shit. And you're just like one of the few people that can really appreciate the capabilities of that cartridge at the time.
Yeah, we're not just laying lead down. That didn't matter at that point, but actually taking precise shots and the ones that, one-offs that count.
Yeah, because we were also talking like about warfare a little bit before, and it's like, why do we go to the M16 instead of keeping the M14 and stuff, and just boil down to firepower? Like the Vietnam War was basically a culmination of what we learned from World War II, and it's like the warfare changed in a way where it's like back in the day, like they were still wanting more fire capacity. That's why the Mausers did so well, because they had more rounds.
Yep.
They could hold like 5 rounds rather than 1.
Yeah.
So
huge.
it's like that's a huge advantage, dude.
Yeah.
They're loading way faster. Like it's just the rate of fire was impossible. Like those were machine guns back then, dude. Not really. They had machine guns, but they were fucking fast.
It's like when the lever action, the Henry repeating rifle came out. That thing was huge.
Yep. And if you have a bolt action rifle that can hold 5 rounds, and it can also shoot you from 200 yards away, but then the other force that you're fighting against, they have a weapon that they need to get within 100 yards to be effective. It's like you have a huge advantage. Like 100 yards is a lot of ground to cover when they're shooting high rate of fire, accurate at a further distance. Like you're fucked. Yeah. I can keep armies away.
Oh, for sure.
So that's what the Spanish were doing. It's just fucking everyone up.
Yeah, even mentally, if you can't touch them and they're sitting there picking off your buddies left and right, it's like we're not getting any closer.
Like, dude, we can't even fucking touch them.
Nope.
Like, we can't do it.
Nope.
Without
just a barrage of bullets.
Besides artillery is all we can hit them with. So, so that's why like Teddy Roosevelt and stuff came back and was like, hell yeah, we need to fix this shit, because I was a Rough Rider and we got fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
So 30-06 is like way, like people say, like, okay, yeah, 1906. That's why it's called the 30-06, 30 caliber 1906. But they're like, yeah, it's a fucking old ass cartridge. But it's like, you don't really appreciate like
great though. I mean,
the fact that it was at the dawn of smokeless powder.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. That's been around. That cartridge has been around for so long.
Yeah,
and it's still effective.
And just think, the average person, what do you think the range is? Like their average. If you average across the average American, you're probably thinking maybe 300-400 yards is a far shot for.
Well, when you say average American, you mean like the average American, or you mean the average American shooter, or
I'd say like average American shooter hunter. They're not fully into it.
Yeah,
they shoot deer season and then pop off a couple rounds during the springtime. But
I'd say like, yeah, I would honestly say like 300 yards is like.
Where most are comfortable with taking an animal or something like that. Yep.
You could take a I don't want to say this and be mean. You could take an unpracticed shooter, I guess you could say. Yep. I don't want to say subpar, because they could probably be decent if they tried, but like
less disciplined.
Yeah. You could take a less disciplined shooter and get them shooting 300 yards fairly quickly and be like pretty damn confident with that shot. 400 yards is like, yeah, okay, like it's but anything over 400 is pretty hard for people like that. For the average American, like you said, I think 400 yards, anything over 400 would be like, I don't know, that's pretty far kind of thing.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the ranges too, because to find a 400 plus yard range is even. I mean, they're out there, most definitely, but they're not, readily available, or you have to drive an hour or two to get to one. So people just never build the confidence in their equipment, or maybe not even want to, besides the occasional, I shot 1,000 yards once,
Right. Well, then you got to walk all the way out there too.
Yeah. That's why you got to find ranges of steel. So, you don't have to walk out there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Or I guess you could, if you had like a 4-wheeler or side-by-side, you could just ride out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's fairly accurate though. Like 500 yards, 600 yards. I think really when you get out to like past 600, that's even hard. That's even a tough shot for the average shooter. I think like
I'd say
700 yards. Like, okay, that's pretty far. Like even like me, I'm like, you know, I depending on the rifle, like I was shooting my 6.5 I had before I got that shooting out to 600 fairly quickly, but you know, it's still like when you're getting out there, you're shooting at, you know, 100, 200, 300, 400, and you're like, my groups are fucking super tight.
Yep.
Like, you know, they're going out there. It's expected to get bigger, obviously, but it was growing at the rate of expectation that the rifle I was shooting. Right?
Yeah.
Then you get out there to 600, and they really start opening up a little bit, you know. So then reach out there to 700, and it's like, well, now you're, I don't know, depending on the quality of gun you have, obviously.
Yeah, equipment can be huge.
Yeah, I was shooting a Ruger American, and that was a, you know, MOA, one MOA-ish gun.
Yeah.
But, you know, you get out there 600-700 yards, those groups start, it's just almost a mental thing. When you're shooting groups and you look at them, you're like, damn, that's a big group. When you're used to seeing like at 1, 2, maybe even 300, like basically seeing your rounds touching.
Yep. And
then you get out there at 600, and you're like, God damn, am I a terrible shot? And like, no,
it's probably not
600 yards, dude. It's fucking far.
And a lot of it too is like if you're shooting factory ammo, the inconsistency and just even the speed. That's where, you know, 400 in, you're not going to notice it.
No problem. Yep.
You start getting 600 plus, you'll notice it. Mm-hmm. You'll shoot, you know, hold center of plate 600 yards. First one hits the top right edge. You're like, okay, yeah, a little high, whatever. Dope might be off. Or, you know, shoot another one, then it's in the dirt below it, and you're like, okay. Shoot another one, hits the center, and you're like, all right, my shit's either loose or I'm doing something wrong. You really start to question your life about it.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
But it's like, no, go shoot it over a chronograph and then really, you know, start looking at it.
Yep. And that's one thing, because I was shooting, you know, good factory ammo. I was shooting the Hornady Precision Hunter out of it mostly. I did shoot the Norma. I did shoot Norma out of it. The Norma Whitetail, it's like the cheaper Norma ammo they had. Now, even that was honestly pretty decent. I've been actually pretty impressed with Norma ammunition. Yep. For the price, they're pretty decent.
Yeah.
Seems like. And then I shot one box of like Federal too. Maybe not actually. But I basically shot Hornady Precision Hunter out of that thing mostly all the time just because.
That is good ammo. Back when I was shooting factory before I was reloading, ammo was a little bit cheaper then too. But Hornady ELDM, you know, the match ammo was my jam. Mm-hmm. That stuff was, if you chronographed it, you'd be like, I don't know how it shoots as good as it does. But it was always, it was my favorite factory ammo there was. And then the Precision Hunter, I ran out one day. I was like, shit, I need 20 more rounds. So I went to Fleet Farm. That's all they had. The bullet weight was as close as I could get. It was within like 4 grains. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just keep these separate for under 400 yards. And, well, my box came open in my bag and they all mixed.
Whoops.
I'm like,
son of a bitch.
I'm like, well, I should be able to tell the difference. Nope.
No.
Zero. The brass is all the same. They're all the polymer tips. I'm like, well, here we go.
Yep.
And I could not tell a difference. I mean, there's some that might have launched at 1,000, whether I missed it because of the ammo or not, or if it was just me, but I couldn't be like, wow, these definitely sucked. Or was it me or the gun?
Yeah. When you're reloading, were you using the ELDMs mostly?
I did for a little bit, yeah.
Did you?
And then I went with Sierra because I really fell in love with the Sierra bullets, but then I think Sierra actually got a military contract, and then now it's really hard to get the bullets you want. They're always sold out. But they're great bullets.
Yeah, Sierra does make good bullets.
Yep. I think they scored a military contract, so.
Probably.
Bye-bye, little person.
Well, the thing is that you kind of hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like when I was in the military, I kind of saw that coming. Just like I saw the Night Force thing kind of coming, because now I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know if Night Force won the military contract for a conventional army, but I know Night Force holds a contract for like special operations, and also special operations bought predominantly Sierra for all their guns. So it's like the writing was on the walls for that to go out to the big army, because whenever special operations adopt something, it's not too far after, unless it's like ridiculous, like the four tube nods. The conventional army won't get that. Maybe another 60, 70 years, maybe they'll get the 4 tube nods, but you know, SF and share running those. But like when it comes to like guns and stuff like that, like Especially ammo. Like Big Army ends up getting it eventually.
So, I mean, I'm glad they're getting the best.
Yeah, it is good. It's consistent. So
yeah, but yeah, Sierra was.
I'm trying to remember now. Can't remember. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I just thought out loud for no reason. Sorry.
Yeah, because when I got turned on this year, I think I had actually won a box of bullets off the price table. I'm like, oh, these are great. I loaded them, and it was just so easy to load and find a group that matched. They were just consistent as shit, and I had them for probably a year and a half, just buying tons and tons, and it wasn't like buying thousands at a time because they were always available. Mm-hmm. And one day they weren't.
Yeah.
And then like,
what were their weight? What was the weights on them? Like, were they differentiate a lot in weight either, or not really?
Like consistency?
Yeah.
Not really. I weighed a couple. I grab a handful out, throw them on the scale. Maybe a grain difference at most is what I found. I was like, probably my scale being a piece of shit. They're probably closer than that. You know, sometimes you look at, like, even when I'm reloading, it drives me nuts because it'll be sitting there running out powder. Say you run 56 grains of powder. It'll be going, it creeps up to 56, and then sometimes it'll be like 55.9, and it stops, and then it just turns to 56. I'm like, bitch, you didn't drop any more powder in there. Did you just like, close enough? Or?
Right. Dude, oh my gosh, that's so funny because at work and stuff, sometimes I'll have, like, my equipment, I'll have that. Like, we have like these fucking, I don't know, little measuring tools.
Yep.
It's going to be super dumb, but basically you stick your shit in there to measure to see if the levels are off for the internet and whatnot. But yeah, sometimes I'll stick it in the hole and I'll look at it and like, what the fuck? It's like fluctuating quite a bit. And then I'll like move it a little bit and then it'll like fluctuate a lot and it'll sit there. I'm like, what were we even reading before?
Yeah.
It's just something with like equipment.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, are you really doing your job? Like, what are you doing here? Like, do I need to trade you out for a newer model or something? Like, what the fuck?
And that's what I thought, because I had the RCBS Charge Master, great powder scale, you know, that's probably $400 at the time I bought it. And then I ended up winning the Hornady at the Gap Grind, which was great. Another amazing scale. And they both do the same shit. So I'm like, okay. You know, sometimes they'll be a tenth over and it drops down. I'm like, did it evaporate? And I asked some guys, I'm like, well, what do? Do you dump them out? And if you start dumping out that many, you're going to be there forever until you get spot on loads. And the guys are like, if it's more than like 2/10 of a grain, I'd probably worry, but 1/10, fuck it.
Yeah, I was say, like, honestly, wait, what's the difference going to be? 1/10.
Yeah.
If it's even off.
It might, yeah.
It might not even be off.
I just try to get it every time. It's just a mental thing. Like, you'd watch it literally change weights and it didn't do anything. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, because you want to be able to say, like, I reload my own shit and I got my fucking load data dialed, dude. Like,
to the best of my abilities.
All my shit's dialed in.
Yep.
You know, like, really tight.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at it and you're like, I don't know. Is it really that tight? It just changed.
Makes you,
for no reason.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, you know. Mentally, it's just, I want to do the best I can because I know sometimes I don't have my best days behind the rifle, so I want the equipment to do the job for me.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I was talking to some guys about, so I was talking to some guys, hunting season just started, like bow archery season in Iowa just started, October 1st. So I was talking to some guys that were dusting off their bows and stuff. They're going out there and they're shooting and whatnot. And they're kind of having some equipment malfunctions. I'm like, that's the one thing I always say. I'm like, if I fuck something up, if I'm shooting and I shank a shot, or if my trigger squeezes off, or whether I'm shooting archery or fucking rifles or handguns or whatever else, if I shank a shot and it's my fault and I know it, I'm like, okay, I can work on that.
Yeah.
But if I have equipment that just fails, that pisses me the fuck off.
Oh,
I'm like, dude, I want my gear dialed in. And I'm not the most organized person in the world, but like when it comes to like the stuff that kills things, or actually the business end of the equipment, like I can deal with like, cheaper binos, or I can deal with like cheaper clothes, especially as we're running fucking full cotton every hunting season for a long time, just because if I'm going to skimp on something, I'll skimp on clothes, but I don't like to skimp on gear. Like when I'm shooting my guns, I try to shoot. I do, especially when it comes to like bull guns and stuff. But like, I try to shoot good ammo because it's going to be the most consistent, and they charge a higher price for a reason. So I try to shoot good ammo. If I'm just shooting like on the range of my Glock, I'll shoot cheap fucking shit all day, or my AR. I'll shoot cheap shit all day because I'm shooting it at 10, 15 yards, and with my AR, within 100.
I'm just there to make noise and practice.
Yeah, I'm there to speed shoot.
Yep.
So I'm going to shoot a higher volume of rounds. So I'll shoot cheap ammo. But when it comes to like my precision, like when I'm trying to shoot bolt guns and stuff, I try to shoot more expensive ammo just because it's expensive for a reason. It's going to be more consistent, and I do not want to be shooting like cheap ammo and just have shit fucking groups.
Yeah,
and be like, I know I'm not, because then
I think save $1.
Well, yeah, and it's like then I go back to the drawing board. I'm like, man, that group sucks ass. Like, I get mad if there's a flyer. Like, if I have one flyer off, I'm like, fuck. So I have to go reshoot. And I'm like, God damn it! Like, what is fucking wrong with me? I'm like, probably nothing. Probably nothing's wrong
mentally.
But it does mentally kind of fucking piss me off. I'm like, I want at 100 yards, I want groups touching. Like, that's my standard. If they're not touching, I get pissed.
Yep.
But then I start thinking, like, what am I doing wrong? I need to do this better. I need to do that better. I'm like, or maybe it's just the fact that it's factory ammo out of a Ruger American, So it's like,
could be, yeah,
Yeah,
but shooting paper. I tell you what, if I could pay somebody that I could fully trust to like say, hey, do the load development, make this zeroed in, I would do it all day long because the mental aspect, I get in my own head too much because I used to shoot, groups of 3. Groups of 3 are generally pretty good.
Yeah.
But then that's not really, you're not getting enough data collection off of groups of 3. I've learned through the years. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, we'll shoot 5. 5 is kind of your standard, for zeroing and stuff and chronographing. Shit you not, every time, it's always round number 4 that fucks me on my groups. You'll be like 3. And you'll have like, shit, did I miss the paper? Are they all in the same hole? Here comes number 4, 2 inches off to the right.
What the fuck?
No. I think I'm like, fuck yeah, this is going to be the best group ever. I'm going to hang this up on the fridge, and then 4 goes by.
See ya.
Yep, and then I'm pissed, and somehow 5 will be right up in there where it should be. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. When I was, Kurt Geyer, from Working Class Bowhunter, he bought a Browning X-Bolt, and I went and grabbed it from him and stuff, and I mounted his scope on there for him and everything else. When back at home here, I bought a couple boxes of ammo. It was a 301 mag, and I went and zeroed it in to me, just getting it close. Then he, he's obviously touched it up since then. But god dang, but I was sitting there shooting, and I'm like, I want to be able to like send the target with them and be like, here you go. This is what it's shooting for me. And then I'd be shooting it. I'm like, yeah, the same thing. I get a couple of flyers. I'm like, I can't send that one. So I just fucking sub a new target. I'm like, fucking 300 Win Mag's not cheap. So I'm like, it's
take a pencil and poke some holes in it.
It's not even my gun. So, but like, I still like would send them pictures and stuff. I'm like, yep, this is how it's shooting kind of thing. I'm like, you're just, obviously went through a little spiel, but yeah, during that whole thing, I'm like, damn it, I can't send that one. That one kind of sucked. Then I started thinking like, what the fuck did I do differently? And I'm like, oh, I probably didn't do anything differently. It's just, or maybe I did just a little bit, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a mental thing. Yeah. Like, there's still, like, the groups are still fucking, MOA-ish. Like, I think if you factor in a flyer here and there, you might be I may have been just a skosh over.
Yeah.
1 inch, but at 100 yards, but I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
If it's a random flyer, just depends on how consistent it is, I feel.
Yeah. And honestly, like for a lot of people too, if you have an MOA, if you and your gun are shooting, 1 inch or so groups at 100 yards, like you're going to be fine.
Yeah,
you'll be totally fine. You can even get away with bigger than that if you wanted to, and still be able to reach out there to 400. When you're hunting,
for sure.
If you're punching. If you're target shooting and you're trying to punch fucking dots way out there, then no, you need to be better than that. But for most people, if you can go out there 100 yards and shoot close to 1 inch groups, then you're going to be fine when it comes to hunting season for sure, I think.
Yeah, MOA used to be like that was the standard. If you shot MOA, that's awesome. If you shot under it, good for you. You're a hell of a shooter, gun's working good. But now all these companies like Christensen Arms, Bergara, they're all sending out their test target, and they're like, oh, this is we guarantee it's a half MOA or less gun.
Yeah.
The stigma now is if you can't shoot that, you're stuck,
Right, yeah. Everyone says half, it's a half minute or half MOA or whatever else, or it's a sub MOA gun, and you're like, cool, and then you go out there and you're shooting a fucking, 1 MOA or 1 inch, then you're just like, I guess I just suck.
Yeah.
I'm just a terrible shooter. It's like, no, that's good. That's a good group.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know. I think it's a good group for an average shooter.
Yeah, I think so. Especially if you're hunting and you're not precision.
Yeah, right. Yeah, obviously, yes. If you're precision shooting, then you need to be fucking tighter than that. But
yeah, because I mean, they'll be shooting.
Purposes wise, I've had people tell me like, "Man, is this fucking good or is this bad?" I'm like, that's pretty fucking decent. Like,
yeah,
you'd still be able to go. The biggest thing with hunting, though, if you're honest with yourself, it's like if you're out there and you're shooting, say I like to go by the pie plate theory, where it's like if you go out there at your reasonable hunting ranges, if you're at 400 yards and you're keeping them well within a pie plate every single time,
yep,
you're fine. You're good to go because
yeah,
you're gonna hit the vitals. If you're hitting it, when I say like every single time, I mean like every time you're inside the pie plate, then you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But if you're honest with yourself, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out there and you shoot, 15 rounds and you have, 10 in the pie plate, like good to go. It's like, wow. Are you though?
Are you?
Because if you're just barely out the pie plate, then now you're talking about wounding game and stuff. It's like,
yeah,
you need to be honest with yourself and be, before you go out hunting.
Yeah, because if you really think about like an MOA, say you take an MOA target and run it all the way up to 1,000 yards, so you have essentially 10 inches, you have a pie plate at 1,000 yards, that's a small goddamn target.
It's a small fucking target.
Small fucking target. Mm-hmm. And at 400 yards, you're 4 inches. Small fucking target.
Yep.
Yep. So, MOA I think is a real good shooter. If you're a one MOA shooter, anything less than that, you're just gaining an advantage. But still, you could be a half MOA shooter under 500 yards. You got to 1,000. You're no longer an MOA shooter.
Right. Yeah.
And, I've had my days where I can't hit shit at 1,000 yards, and there's other days I can stack them in there, and it's like, wonder what changed. I don't know if.
That's just anything though, right?
Yeah.
That's just like there's days where I just can't fucking even talk.
Mm-hmm.
So and I'm gonna talk for a long time.
Yeah.
But, there's some days it's tough to formulate a sentence.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, dude, am I retarded? Like, am I? I don't know.
Well, I've thought that too. At work, you're on a Zoom meeting with 400 people, and then somehow that's the day out of the month that I just can't talk, and they think, why did we hire this buffoon? He's like a monkey.
He's a fucking idiot, dude. Yeah. This dude sucks.
Yeah, he can make a hell of a spreadsheet, though.
Then like when they hit end call, it's like everyone's just clowning on me, dude. Yeah. I'm such an idiot. I fucked that whole thing up.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there reading through my presentation, like, I got this, and as soon as it comes on, everybody's looking at you, and I'm like, damn it, what am I doing today?
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt on this podcast for like the first 25 episodes. I'm like, dude, I'm stupid. I'm just dumb as fuck. Like, no one's gonna listen to this. Like, I suck.
I would be the same way though, because like when I took this job a year and a half ago, it's a lot of it's presentation in front of people and stuff, and I was probably the worst person to present. I get nervous all the time, forget what I'm doing, and I'd hear back because we record all the meetings for people that miss out and stuff, and I'd hear something like, I sound like an idiot.
God dang, what's wrong with this guy?
Who's this fool?
Dude, it took me so long. I still don't like it, but it took me so long just to even listen back to myself.
Yeah.
Do you listen back when you listen back to your presentations? Do you ever?
I feel like I sound like an idiot. Like my voice is weird.
Oh yeah. I'm like my voice. I don't enunciate. I mumble. I fucking sound like an idiot. Like I sound dumb. So I'm like, damn it, dude. Why is anyone listening to me? Why have I gone 30 years 32, like 30 plus years of talking and no one's ever just sat me down and like, dude, you sound stupid. Like your voice sucks. Like no one's ever doing that. But everyone's like, oh yeah, you got a deep voice. It sounds good or whatever. And then I listen back to him like, dude, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I sound like fucking, oh my gosh, who's that deep voice dude? A super popular like bluesy singer.
Oh,
I want to say Ray Charles, but he's the blind one.
I'm having one of those dumb moments right now.
Yeah, whatever. That guy. But, I was like, I think I sound like a fucking really, good, bluesy singer. And then I listen back to myself. I'm like, no, I just sound dumb. But
I get the same thing. I don't know if it's how we perceive ourselves, and we're just the most judgmental person your person's you.
For sure. And then I also just think, you just hear yourself completely different.
Yeah.
I just don't think it registers. Like you do sound completely different in your head. Like when you're speaking, but then when you hear it back to yourself, I don't even know if it hits the same brain computer.
I don't think it does.
I don't think my brain comprehends how I actually sound.
Yep.
So I just like to put it like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. But everyone I talk to that hears themselves speak, they're like, I hate the sound of my voice. But when I talk to that person, like when I talk to you, I'm like, you sound good. You sound great on the podcast. And then when I listen back to the fucking episode, I'm editing it, you sound the same.
See, I think you do too. Like, even if you talk to me in person, the podcast, you sound the exact same.
Yeah.
And I feel like I sound way different.
Yep. It's weird. It almost sucks.
The hardest thing I've done is like when you're like up on stage speaking with the microphone and you can kind of hear, like the speaker's lag or the echo. So then you're like, you're trying to comprehend. You sound like an idiot, and then you're trying to think of what you're saying next. It's terrible. Oh, yeah, I haven't gotten over that one yet. So
it does suck.
I'm not big, and like big groups. There's 200 people staring at you. I'm like, God, how many Snapchats are about me right now?
Right? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Public speaking, that sucks.
That's a special trait. Kudos to the people that can do it. Because I struggle,
dude. It sucks. Public speaking is terrible. Like doing this. Granted, a lot of people are going to, when I say a lot, I mean, there's going to be more than a couple people listening to this episode. Mm-hmm. So it's like we're speaking publicly, but no, because we don't see them. Like when you get in front of people and everyone's just staring at you, like, let's hear what you got to say. I'm like, oh shit. My voice starts cracking.
Yep.
Like, water. Mouth is dry.
Yeah. I forgot my speech. Who's up next?
Yeah. Or like job interviews. They blow ass.
I'm terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I hate them. The only thing that helped me is that in the Army, you had to do boards a lot. So an Army board is like, we had to do Soldier of the Month, NCO of the Month, and then you had to go to a promotion board in order to get promoted. So what you're doing is you're going in front of your battalion command sergeant major and all of the first sergeants. So all of the company first sergeants are there. And it's a board. Like they're sitting there behind a long table and they're just grilling you with questions, like Army questions. And you just have to sit there at the position of attention the whole time, which when you're sitting there, your fucking feet or your heels are together and your hands are on your knees and you're just like, boom. You can turn your head to like make eye contact when you're talking to them, but you can't move. Like you can't just like move around. You can't move your arms.
That'd be tough.
Oh man. So you're just literally sitting there. Like there's times where they'd ask me a question. I'd just be sitting there like this. I'm like,
just don't know how to,
like going through my brain. Like if I'm talking to my buddy, I'd be like, crap, using my hands, like,
and then
trying to keep it try to keep it interesting a little bit while I'm thinking. But you're just sitting there like staring them in the eyes. You're like, and then if I can't think of it, I give myself like a solid like 5 seconds of awkward eye contact with the fucking command sergeant major. I'm just like, and then if I don't know the answer, I just make something up.
Yeah. Just baffle them with bullshit.
Yeah. Like they asked me like, what's the maximum effective range of this was one that I always liked though. Cause you could ask them questions to like, verify, I guess, or to, so if they ask like, what's the maximum effective range of the 240 Bravo? Then I'd always ask like, do you want the maximum effective range on a point target or an area target? And then they'd be like, point target. And I'm like, fuck.
Is that what
and I'm like, 1,250 yards or meters. Like, really? Yes, Sergeant Major. Like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, Sergeant Major. Like, shuffling the papers. Like, you're wrong. It's actually like 2,800 meters. I'm like, roger that.
Sorry, Sergeant. I can't see that far.
Roger that. Like, the biggest thing is just they're gauging your confidence. Mm-hmm. So like they also want to gauge your knowledge, but if you don't know the correct answer to a few questions, they don't expect you to answer every single question correctly, But if you say it confidently and you're just a super confident person, then I won a Soldier of the Month board and I literally answered like maybe 2 or 3 questions correctly because I didn't have time to study and I just got thrown in there.
Yeah.
So and I knew the Soldier's Creed because you always have to end the board with the Soldier's Creed. And then if you're an NCO, you have to end it with the Soldier's Creed, then the NCO Creed, which is long as fuck. But I just stood up, like when they dismissed me, they're like, all right, Soldier's Creed. I fucking started yelling it. And then I left, like, well, you won because you yelled it. So good job.
Perfect.
Like, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, confidence is everything.
It is.
Really is, especially when you're public speaking or training or just anything,
Yeah. And that also carries into, like, shooting, too. Mm-hmm. if you go into like shooting and really anything, and you're just like really unconfident with yourself, that's why we're talking about like a mental thing, right? Yeah. When you're not shooting the best and it fucks with your brain. Like a lot of times, if I'm just at home shooting and training, if I'm just not shooting well, I'll just stop. I'll just be like, I'm not today.
Yep.
For one, I feel like I'm wasting ammo, and for two, it's like I don't want to instill bad habits and shit. So I was like, if I'm just not feeling it that day, I'll just stop and take the day off.
Yeah,
you know, just not shoot.
Yeah,
reset,
regroup a little bit.
Yeah, maybe I didn't get enough sleep that night. You know, maybe I fucking drank too much beer the night before. I don't know. Something like that.
Could be a lot of it.
You know, but sometimes it's just better just to not, because then you get into your brain about it. You're like, I just suck. I'm a fucking terrible shot. I fucking suck at this, or I suck at public speaking, or I suck at all these things because you start losing confidence. And if you lose confidence, then that's just a killer, I think. Mm-hmm. So much stuff in life is so mental, dude.
Yep.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
I remember in Tennessee, like during practice day, they're like, okay, well, you better practice on the movers out there. I'm like, okay, I heard there's going to be moving targets, you know, and it's a full IPSC at 620 yards, I think is what it was. And it's moving a full IPSC target.
Yeah, how far?
620. And it's moving 7 miles an hour. I'm like,
fuck.
And I saw, I'm like, ain't no fucking way. You know, I'm like, there's just no way.
This is dumb.
And then you got a wind, you know, like out of your 9 o'clock, so it's okay.
Even better.
One way, and then it travels 15 yards and changes direction. Your dope is completely different for your, side to side. I'm like, So I get down there, and these guys, there's like 4 different people trying to give me advice, and it's all not driving. It's how they know how to shoot movers, and I've never shot movers. I'm shooting way the fuck behind. Shoot again, way behind. I'm like, fuck, how am I so far behind? One guy's like, oh, dial in some wind. I'm like, okay. Worked on when it's going to the right. When that goes to the left, now you're way the fuck off of it, you know. And I'm like, this is going to suck. I have 2 more days of, you know, that whole stage was movers, and two more days. I'm like, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. I think I dumped 10 rounds, and I'm like, so the pro guy I was with, he's like, you're overthinking this. Movers aren't that hard. I'm like, what do you mean they're not that hard? He's like,
I literally can't hit one, dude.
Yeah, he's like, dial in your wind, and you're going to hold for the rest of it. I'm like, okay. He's like, so if you dial the wind, you forget it even exists, you know. He's like, it's a full-size IPSC, 600. Easy target. I'm like, yeah, but it's moving. He's like, fuck if it's moving. And he's like, look at your ballistic app. Tells you, you know, get a hold like 0.5 mil. So you're going to hold 0.5 mil. Shoot it. I'm like, okay. This ain't going to work. Get down there. First shot, hit the left edge. I was a little bit slow on it. I'm like, okay. Second shot, left edge again. He's like, just follow through. He's like, the biggest thing, he's like, you're stopping. He's like, don't wait for it, follow through. He's like, if you stop, you'll never hit it.
Yep.
Okay. Practiced a little bit, and then the first day, I think I 8 out of 10. Second day, I cleared it. I'm like, holy shit, that was so easy.
Sick. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for him, like, really talking me through, like, you're overthinking this, you're being a dumbass. This is an easy target. I'm like,
this is an NRL Hunter match, or
no? This is the gap grind, so it's like a PRS style.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So, 2 questions. Did you ever grow up like shooting clay pigeons and birds and stuff?
Yep.
Okay. So that's the same thing. Like when I was in trap shooting.
Yep. I did a lot of trap.
Yeah. So like my dad, the way he taught me like how to shoot birds is he would just do it the way he shot deer. Because we grew up shooting, you know, doing pushes. Yep. You know, deer pushes and deer drives and stuff. And he would see where the deer's running, kind of gauge the speed, set up shop in front of it, and then he'd just wait and kind of look over here, look over there, and like, okay, right now. And that's how he did it. He was really good at that.
Dang.
And that's how he shot like geese and pheasants and everything else. He'd watch them fly, and then you just kind of like get there and set, and then wait, look, doom. Oh, yep, got it, cool. That's how he did it. So that's kind of how I learned, but I was never like super consistent with it. And then I went trap shooting, and my coach was like, why aren't you moving your gun? I'm like, I'm waiting for it to get to where I want it to be to shoot it.
He's like, no.
He's like, that's not how you do it. Like, fucking start down here. You see the bird. You bring your gun up to it. You follow, squeeze, boom, keep following. Mm-hmm. That's huge. Is like you want your follow through even after the shot. Even after the bird breaks, you're still moving.
It's that discipline. Because if you tried to stop it, you're just going to stop your gun before you're even pulling the trigger.
Yep. And then I went from like doing it that way. I went from shooting like, around, we'll say 15 to 18 birds per round, which is 25 birds around, right? So I went from shooting like about 15 to 18 to shooting like fucking 20 to 25 on average. I'm like, fuck. This is nice.
I was the same way because when I first started,
nicer.
Yeah, you're like, wow. And then you start getting the confidence back because I remember like position 1 and 5, some of those birds just come screaming out there. And it's like, holy shit.
What just happened?
No way you're going to point and shoot those.
No.
So I started getting really fast.
What I ended up doing is shooting them like when they're on their downfall, which is fucking way harder.
It is. And I never had the choke for that. I'd be running
right.
Improved cylinder kind of sucked for that. But, running the modified was okay for getting them out there. But I started learning. I would just get them as soon as they left the house.
Yeah. That's the best time to do it, dude.
I did pop the house, the top a couple of times, and they're like, you shoot that sumbitch again, you're picking up all the shells out here. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Okay. It's concrete. It's not hurting it. But,
but still,
you'd see a little skip of dust. And I'm like, I got it.
Yeah. Dude, I realized that if you shoot the birds, when I say birds, I mean the clays. If you're talking trap shooting and stuff, if you shoot them on their rise, you're going to be way more effective.
Yeah. If
you wait until ideally you want to catch them right when they're like at their climax or at their peak.
Yep.
And right before they fall back down, because that's when they're at their slowest. They're kind of almost stalling for a second there, and then they start dropping. But if you shoot them anywhere between like launch to climax, like you're going to be way more effective when.
And that's how I found that's the only way, because there'd be the ones that come out and they're like straight on for you. Sometimes those were the hardest for me because the barrel would cover the rise.
Well, what were you using? Just like a fucking regular old hunting shotgun?
1187.
Yeah, exactly.
Heavy as shit. And it's, it was just a good all around gun, but not great for shooting trap a lot.
Right. And I shot trap a lot, and I was just using my Mossberg 500. Yeah. It's a standard fucking hunting shotgun.
Yep.
And that happened all the time on the straightaway shots. Mm-hmm. I would have to cover the bird. Yep. But a lot of the guys were shooting fucking trap grade shotguns, and then you're good. You can see the bird the whole time.
Yeah.
But I didn't. My dad didn't want to spend the money on a trap grade shotgun. I asked him a couple times, like, no, you're shooting just fine with that Mossberg. I'm like, yeah, right.
Just shoot better.
Fine. Yeah, fine. But man, that helped. I love trap shooting. That's so much fun. I'm rusty. I haven't shot for so long. But I guess what I was getting at is when you're shooting movers with a rifle. So you guys, that's how they trained you too. When you're shooting movers with a rifle, is to fucking follow through, just like trap shooting kind of thing.
Yep,
just different. Obviously, you're shooting a single projectile rather than the spread, but
so chances are a little bit less.
Yeah, a lot of bit less.
Yep. Yeah, on the clays, if even like a little chunk tipped off and it changed direction, I'm like, I hit that.
Yep.
I hit that sumbitch.
You're right. Counts.
Yep.
But if any piece of it falls off, then it counts.
Yep. Oh, I've had some times where you're shooting steel and it's like, I saw it swing. There's no poof, but it moved. And they're like, it's wiggling. It's an impact.
Okay. Let's move on.
Let's give it to the guy that sucks.
Yeah. He's not going to win anyways, so let's let him have it.
Yeah, let's just we'll keep him out of the very bottom.
Just let him have it.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. So, do you generally dial for wind?
Not really.
Okay.
It really depends. If the wind's like the same all day and you're shooting the same direction all day, I'll dial. But that's not that often. A lot of the ranges, you're changing position, you're shooting across the range, and so if you dial and you forget, you're going to kind of hose yourself.
That's what I've never done it, but I've always been told that, so I just never did. I've been told by people that were much more experienced than me, they're like, if you dial for wind, you better fucking remember to dial that shit back to 0 every time, because if you don't get in that muscle memory and just have it, if you dial for wind, then you, like, right after you get done shooting and you clear your weapon, but that dial goes back to 0 because you're going to forget.
Yep.
And then you're going to be fucked.
I got too comfortable with it.
Why am I missing? Why am I missing? Like, oh, shit. I forgot I dialed for a fucking full value wind.
Yeah.
Where now it's at a half value. It's like,
and that
damn.
could be huge. I mean,
It's huge.
Do a full value wind at 800 yards, you might be a mil. You dial a mil, and then you change direction, you're half or quarter value. You've missed so far, you don't even know where it went because it's in the tall grass.
Yep.
You're 3 feet off, and there's no dirt to show it if you miss. You're like,
right.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in a lot of those matches, you don't have a spotter, right? You're out there by yourself,
you're on your
right?
own, yeah.
So you're calling your own shots.
Yep.
You're not going to see that.
That's why the guys do the giant, heavy-ass rifles so you could see your own shots. Cause
right.
You're on your own. If you don't, I don't know how many times I've, like a real unstable position, just a little bit of recoil just takes you up, might be half an inch on the recoil, but it's enough to cover the target or the miss. And it's like, fuck.
Damn it, where the fuck did that go?
Yeah. You come back down, you're like, plate's not swinging. Shit.
Yeah. I had a buddy. I shouldn't say had. He's still my buddy. I have a buddy, Joe Merchant. He was on Hunt Wars as well. And when he went, he missed the fuck out of this mule deer. He's on the Utah mule deer. Mm-hmm. He was like, missed the fuck out of this deer. I think he reloaded like twice. And he shot all of his rounds. He's like, I just can't hit this fucking deer for the life of me. And his spotter's like, I don't know where you're hitting, dude. Because he's so far off. He's like, what the fuck? Mm. And he's a good shot, And it was not a fucking far shot. I think it was a couple hundred yards. But then he went back and he ended up, he forgot. Sure as shit, he dialed and forgot. Nice. And he was just off in the middle of fucking nowhere. I think I can't remember if he dialed for his elevation as well as wind, and he's just way the fuck off. He just couldn't figure out, and then he went back to zero, shot the range out there, and he's like, yep, now I'm dialed again. Like, I'm a fucking idiot. But then he went out and shot a big mule deer.
Nice.
So he was shooting a fairly, I guess I'd say a fairly small mule deer at first, and he missed the fuck out of it. He was like, and I told him, like, because then he ended up winning too. So
happened for a reason.
If he would have killed that first mule deer, then he would have lost. But then since he missed so many times and got pissed at himself and went back and, re-zeroed and got ready to go, and he went back out and shot a fucking mondo and then won the show. So it's like, thank God you fucking weren't on your P's and Q's and forgot, because you smoked that dink and lost.
I see it quite a bit. Like, a lot of these scopes that guys are getting now, I mean, there's so much elevation to them. You can run 2-3 revs on the vertical.
Yep.
And I think the match directors kind of put it in there as to really see. You'll be, stage 2 could be 800, 1,200 yard target, 600, something like that, which most definitely a lot of guys are probably almost a rev around at that point. Mm-hmm. And the next one's 200. And the guys look, they're like, oh, I got 0.3 dialed in right now. And really it's, it's probably 11 or, it's probably 10.3.
Oh, yeah, because
so when
you get a full rev, it goes back to 0.
Yeah, so, on your dial, it'll say 0.
Right, so you just got to remember, like, I want a full rev.
Yeah. That's why as soon as I'm done that stage, I turn that bitch down. At least past the 10, so you're, like, in the 5 mil or something like that, to where you're visually like, that's not right.
Oh, right.
I've done it, too. I've had 10.3, 10.5 on. The next one's like a 300-yarder. You're like, oh, take her back 2/10, and here we go. Shooting, and you're like, huh. Must be invisible bullets today.
Yeah.
Like, and pretty soon your neighbors look, you took your dope. That's why 0 stops. Get a scope with 0 stops. Run that bitch back until it stops.
Dude, I will not buy a scope without a 0 stop.
I won't either. Most of them now have it, but without
what's the point? Because like you said, most manufacturers put 0 stops in. And if you're looking at a scope that does not have a 0 stop, just don't fucking buy it. There's too many other good scopes out there to buy that have 0 stops. And it's not that hard to put in. It's not that expensive for the manufacturer to put it in. So it's like, if they're not putting it in, do not buy that scope.
Nope.
In my opinion. If there's one thing when it comes to scope buying, it has to, that's just something that they have to have.
I think so too.
That's the standard.
Yeah.
So manufacturers stop making scopes without 0 stops.
I fully agree.
It does not make sense not to.
You're just going to hose yourself. It will happen someday.
Yep. Even with 0 stops, you'll forget.
Oh yeah.
So
done the same thing.
Mm-hmm. With like Leupold scopes, I don't know how they are on other ones, but the 0 stop, it's a black dial and it's a pretty light gray, almost steel colored 0 stop button.
Okay.
So it's like, if that button's not facing me, then I'm not shooting, because it's like, it's obviously not at 0. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Leupold one, because like the ones I've shot, they actually have, you take the cap off and there's a brass ring you tighten down. So you find your 0 and then back it down like 3/10, just so you can go past it and then set your 0 stop.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
So you might be 0.3 lower than your 0 is the most you can go, but obviously that's not going to make any sense.
So it's not locking though. It's just a stop. It doesn't lock.
Yeah, it's just a backstop.
Yeah. So the loophole ones they're lock. It's a locking 0 stop. So what you do is you get your scope and you fucking mount it on your rifle, get that all ready to go, and you're out shooting your 0 and you're dialing, right? So you have the stock elevation dial on it, and you're dialing, you get it zeroed, and then you're like, cool. Then you just take out the fucking Allens that are holding it on.
Yep.
You pull it off, put it to 0, and that's 0, right?
Yep.
But that also sets your locking stop. So it's a button you actually push and then turn.
Okay.
And then after you get it off 0, you don't have to push that button anymore. It just
it'll lock on 0.
But then when you crank it back, it'll just
lock 0.
It'll lock at 0. So you cannot go past 0.
Yeah, that's a nice feature. I'd probably forget and probably break it the first time trying to dial, but
you won't. You won't. Because it'll slip. It's a solid lock. Like it's actual like.
Oh.
I mean, I've grabbed it before in the heat of the moment, and I go to crank it, and my hand it'll just like slip. I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Push the button and then turn it. But it's also right there, and it's a pretty decent sized button. So even if you do like grab it like this, your hand will slip onto the.
Chances are you're going to grab it.
And then you'll grab it. You're like, oh shit, that's right. And then you just crank it, call it a night. But
one of my first, I guess, precision scopes, it wasn't the greatest. It's like it was the Athlon Helos BTR. First, I mean, it was $500. That was great. It did good, but it had like friction locking turrets. So to actually dial, you lift the turret, turn it, and you could leave it up all the time. But the average person's like, "Oh, this is a nice scope," and they want to feel they want to run the reticle, see how the clicks feel and stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, it's locked down on teeth, and people are like, "I'm like, oh god," and I did it too. I'm like,
yep.
I don't like this.
It's like grinding gears.
Oh, yeah.
Driving a manual for the first time, you're like, if you can't grind them, find them.
Yep.
Or if you can't find them, grind them. That's what it is. So it's like, don't do that with a precision optic.
No,
like that.
And it's just like, oh my god, it steps on my soul.
Yeah, that is one thing. Like one feature that I do love about Leupold scopes specifically. Leupold's getting into competition stuff a lot. With their Mark scopes, like Mark 5 or Mark 6s and stuff. But I'm a VX guy. It's their hunting line basically. So like I think everything in their VX line, maybe not their VX3s because that's right, their I guess more higher end budget type scopes, I guess. But if you're looking at VX5 HD or VX6, then they all are just gonna have that on there where it's like that. The dial is just so. The lock is just, it's stout. You're not going to grind anything because it's an actual fucking like lock, like a pin goes into a hole and locks it, right? Yeah, and you're not going to grind it or nothing like that. So that's kind of nice. Makes it a little bit more durable probably and a little bit more dummy proof. Yeah. I'd do the same thing. I'd be like,
it's like, it's your buddy's rifle and you're sitting there staring at you like, are we going to be friends anymore?
Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to fuck this up.
I was like, one time I was at a friend's house, got a new bow. I think some nice new bow tech, put new sights on it, and another guy doesn't know anything about bows. He's like, oh, this thing's sweet. I bet I can pull it back. He's like, just don't dry fire it.
Don't do this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, yeah, I got this. Pulls it back, easy. And then he goes to let it, he's just not used to compound bows. And as soon as he starts to let the draw back in, slips out of his hands, dry fires it, and breaks two of the sights off in it. Two of the fibers sitting there hanging. I'm like, oh.
I just didn't explode his cams.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I was just looking, I'm like, glad that wasn't me.
I dry fired my Bowtech once. I'm not too proud to admit it.
I mean,
so my first compound bow that I bought was a Bowtech Carbon Icon. And I was just, I don't know, I knew better, but I just went to pull it back to check something quick, and it just slipped. Yeah, it did the same thing. It slipped at full draw. It slipped and fucking exploded the fucking cables off off and everything. Everything's just all fucked up. The string blew off the cams and stuff. I'm like, God dang it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucked. And season opened in like maybe 2 weeks. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I ran to the shop.
And they instantly know what you did.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I know this is the busy time. It's right before season, but I fucked up.
Yeah.
I need new strings and cables and stuff at least. And I told them what happened. They're like, oh my gosh, like hopefully your fucking cams are okay and your limbs aren't
cracked
split
or something.
Or cracked. And
yeah.
I'm like, fuck. And they went and checked it all. I'm like, you got lucky. Your cams are still good and your limbs are fine. So we just need to replace the strings and cables because they were fucked. And replace them, but it was still like a pretty expensive mistake, you know. And then I had brand new strings and cables before season started, and that's not good because, you know, with archery equipment, you put brand new strings and cables on it. It's going to have a certain amount of string stretch, so as you shoot it, your zero is going to change after time because your strings are going to stretch a little bit and settle in. And it takes a little while to break them in. I don't know exactly how many arrows it takes to break them in, but, you know, you could be dialed in and then you shoot, you know, 10, 15 more arrows and you're just getting lower and lower and lower and lower, you know? So, yeah, it's not good.
It's kind of the same way with the brand new rifle. You know, if guys buy it and they're like, oh, yeah, put 10 rounds through it. It's good to go. It's like, it's going to speed up.
Yep, it's going to change.
It's going to speed up when that barrel breaks in, and it's unpredictable. It might be 20 rounds, might be 100, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed most of mine are around 50 to 100. It starts speeding up a little bit. Nothing extremely drastic, but...
And then it settles in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while. It starts slowing down after a couple thousand.
Yeah.
That's when you start chasing it.
No, maybe I need to look at a new barrel.
Yeah. Your reloads can get really extreme. You're like, oh, do I set the jump a little farther ahead? Set it back a little bit. You just start really chasing it. It's like, nah.
That's why I think I'm going to shoot my 30-06 as a 30-06 for a while because this is a used gun too, so I don't know how many rounds went through it. It's super clean. I don't think you ran a whole lot of rounds through it, but I'm gonna run it as a 30-06 for probably a year, and then I'll get it rebarreled. But I'm gonna shoot the fuck out of it, and then, you know, give me one more reason to rebarrel it. Yeah, now it's like a really used barrel, so now I need to rebarrel to the 35 Wayland. So
which would be pretty sweet. Yeah,
I'm so stoked about that.
I mean, the average hunter will probably never wear out a rifle.
No,
especially like 30 caliber bullets. They're slower, so you can stack the rounds on top. You know, if you're running like a real hot 6 Creed or something like that,
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, my last one, I think I got 2,600 out of it. I think that was probably really stretching that one because I was running pretty hot. It was actually a gun I just couldn't slow down. I just kept backing the load down. The speed just would not drop where I wanted it to. Mm-hmm. I was hovering right around 30, 50, 3,100 feet per second. I was like, I kind of want to make this thing last. And it just shoots amazing. And I eventually got down to where it would hold a group and then just shot like dog shit. It just fell off. And I just couldn't ever find a group with the lower charge. I'm like, fuck it. Shoot it hot until it's not.
That's a good saying.
Yeah.
Shoot it hot until it's not.
Yep. And it was good until the one time I cleaned it. And I'm like, next time I took it out, I'm like, did my scope get loose or some shit like this? I was just like, I better go out and check zero real quick, put a couple rounds on paper before the next match. And the group was about the size of a softball. I'm like, this isn't good.
You fouled up some.
Called a buddy. I'm like, maybe I'm just not on today. He shoots. He's like, what the fuck? Did you drop this thing? I'm like, no, it's been in the safe since. And as we started shooting it, we started seeing it come back in and in. About 60 rounds later, it was where it was at. He's like, don't clean this anymore.
Yeah, good call.
Yep,
got fouled up some.
Just leave it dirty.
Yep. I say, honestly, how often do you clean your bullet guns?
Yeah, that's a real touchy subject because a lot of people. Since Bryce built my rifles and he's very precise with them, he cleans them pretty much every 100, full strip.
Oh, really?
Yep.
No shit.
And a lot of people be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
it's worked for me. I haven't seen any downfall of it. He hasn't either. And I'm like, hey, you know, he's a gunsmith. He knows what he's doing, and it's been great for me. And I got other buddies that haven't cleaned their gun since the day they got it.
Yeah,
and they're thousands of rounds into it.
I'm really of the mind of just not cleaning it until groups kind of start opening up.
And that's what a lot of my friends do. And they're like,
then I'll clean it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it's kind of weird because, like, in the Army, after every time you shoot any of your guns, you go back and you deep clean that fucker. Mm-hmm. So it's like having that mindset and stuff, and then going into this, and then just kind of hearing from other experienced shooters, kind of thing, and everything else. And the bolt guns, I mean, they shoot fairly clean anyways.
Yeah, they
so
do.
It's, like, you don't really need to clean, not like a gas gun, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just got to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm just not going to clean. I'm bad, but I don't really clean any of my guns unless it's my muzzle loader. I clean that fucker after every time just because they're dirty as fuck.
Yeah,
but like any of my guns, I don't like my AR. Even I don't clean that fucker until it basically like starts malfunctioning or something. Then I'll clean it.
Yeah,
I'll be fine. So
it makes me feel bad. My
Yeah.
AR, I probably have maybe 600 rounds through it. I don't think I've ever cleaned it. And the last time I shot was 3 years ago. So
Oh, yeah.
I think God's got a stainless barrel.
yeah, right.
I think it might be a ball of rust.
No, I mean, maybe, but
I mean, I was shooting cheapest ammo that would go down the pipe.
that's what I shoot on mine too. But I have pretty good components, and they're all like finished. They have a good finish on them and stuff, so they're pretty easy to clean, and they don't really get fucked up that bad. So I just I honestly let it sit dirty for quite a while. If I know if it's gonna be stored for a long time, if I know I'm not gonna shoot it for quite a while, then I'll clean it up good. Like it's pretty damn clean right now because I cleaned it pretty well. I haven't shot it for a whole lot. I've been getting really into handgun shooting a lot. Mm-hmm. So with Ashley being on the sheriff's department and stuff, it's like we've just been focusing a lot on handgun shooting and getting good at that.
Yeah.
So
and I hardly ever clean my handguns.
Oh, dude. Well, we have Glocks, so
that's the same way with me.
You don't clean a Glock.
When it stops shooting, I'll just get another one.
Yeah, and it won't stop shooting until it's fucked. You know, it's like unless something breaks, it's just not going to stop shooting. Like I've had like one malfunction in my Glock, and that was my own neglect. Like it was dry. It was after it sat all winter and stuff, and I went out in the spring and shot it. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And I'm like, oh, well, it's probably drier than fuck. So I took it apart. I'm like, yeah, it's dry. So I just rubbed some more oil on it and fucking threw it on, and fucking it's good to go, dude. Yep. Good to go. So you should really take it apart, and at least reapply oil in the friction surfaces.
Yeah, just take the slide off and run some oil down.
Easy as fuck. But
maybe Glock should build their own AR.
I heard rumors about it like years ago. But
if you're listening, Glock, there's an idea.
Yeah, right. But ARs are so different though. They're ARs are just inherently dirty because they're gas operated. Yeah, like, they have piston driven ARs, and those shoot a hell of a lot cleaner. But I mean, when you're directly blowing the gas back into the fucking chamber in order to make it reciprocate, it's like it's gonna get dirty. It's gonna be dirty, dude. It's a dirty girl.
Yeah, dove season. I had my Benelli out there, which that's an inertia driven. I like it. Yeah. Still, sometimes it can be picky on ammo, but took my 1187 out just as a spare. Who knows the last time I cleaned that? And a buddy was like, I've never shot a semi out. I'm like, here, take this. Well, it started fucking up. I'm like, what? This thing's never let me down. I don't know when the last time I cleaned that damn thing is. I'm like, it'd shoot 1, 2, sometimes it'd go through 3, and I'm like, here, take the Benelli, I'll shoot this thing. And it just kept pissing me off. I got home, I tore it apart. I'm like, holy hell, I can't believe this thing even cycled once. So dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, with semi-autos, you got to clean them fuckers.
Yeah.
You just got to. I've cleaned my fucking Mossberg like probably 3 or 4 times in my life, but it's a pump action.
Yep.
It's not going to not shoot.
Yeah. It's
not going to not, eject and run another round because I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. So if it starts getting a little bit stiff, if it's not smooth, if the action isn't smooth, like I went my first year turkey hunting, I shot my turkey. I'm like, hell yeah, that was fucking sick.
Yep.
And then, but it was still like moving around quite a bit because it was a fairly long shot, honestly. But it was across a river, so I had to get to the turkey. So I just fucking jumped through the river, and I just grabbed my shotgun. I threw it up on the bank, and it was all sand, and it's wet sand. So I just threw it up there and jumped up on the bank and climbed up there, grabbed my shotgun, and fucking got the bird. And then I had to go back across, and fucking it got wet and sandy. And it was running like shit. So then I took it apart and fucking cleaned it really well. But it's because it was chock full of sand. Yeah. So you kind of have to clean it at that point, just because you don't want sand in there. That's not good for anything. So, but yeah, no, I don't ever clean my pump shotgun really, just because it's gonna work. So I'm not worried about it.
That's what I kind of like the Benelli or the Franchis, like that inertia driven system. I like it just because it's not the gas system, but.
Yeah.
Also, if you do some reading, then sometimes you get the old famous Benelli click, which it doesn't cycle another round in because it just doesn't have the oomph in it.
Yeah.
But it'll still close the bolt. That's never happened to me personally, but I've had some that won't fully cycle or it'll stay open. I think it's just light, crappy rounds.
I was just going to say that. So Matt Moon, he has a Stoger or Stager, whatever you want to say it.
Yep.
Those semi-auto, and he found with that you can't run light rounds through it. It shoots fucking 3-inch, 3.5 inch shells just fine, like perfectly fine. It's great, and it shoots slugs just great. But if you're shooting like 2 3/4 fucking
Dove rounds,
6-shot, it's just not going to cycle as well. And granted, it's also a newer gun, so it probably wasn't super broken in at the time, But to break those in, you don't want to shoot full power shells out of it, for quite a while until it breaks in. But yeah, he had troubles with that thing cycling in racking another round, but it would eject, but it just wouldn't go back quite far enough to fucking grab that next shell. So it just he's like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Boom. What the fuck?
Yep.
So
that's what they call this, the famous Benelli click.
Yep.
But yeah, because Stoger's made by Benelli, right? Or Franchi?
I don't know.
I think
probably.
they're all the
probably
same.
Benelli. I don't know.
Parent company.
Probably, honestly. That's how anything is anymore. It seems like it's like you start up a good thing and you get going on it, and then eventually a bigger company is gonna fucking buy you up. That's like turning in like this kind of the American dream at this point. Make something cool, get good, at least decent marketing, get it just built up to a point where a fucking big company comes in and says, "Hey, we're gonna buy you out." Like, perfect. Cool. Now I can retire. Nice.
There's some people made a career out of just doing startup companies. They get it just big enough, somebody will buy it, sell it, start another completely random ass company.
Yeah, that's actually like a super popular way, or a very effective way to get rich quick.
Yep.
Is startup companies, but you have to be good at doing it because it's a pretty big bet on yourself. Being like, I'm going to start this company, and it's going to be successful. And then I'm going to. So as that, having that be your game plan.
Mm-hmm. You better be good at marketing to really get that out there.
Good at marketing.
Yeah.
You have to be. You can in today's day and age, you can have a subpar product.
Yep.
As long as you're marketing.
Because somebody will take it and make it better. They see, like, you've already done the footwork of it. We got better components. But yeah, if you can market it and get it out there and get somebody's attention, you're golden.
Yep. And you can have a really good product and not go anywhere if your marketing sucks.
I feel like there's a lot of things out there like that.
Yeah. Marketing is huge.
Yep.
And it's just like there's so many companies out there. There's so many people out there that are doing great things and awesome things, and they just don't have any marketing whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, it's just not quite taken off the way it should because they just don't have any marketing. They're either they don't have the budget for it or they don't have the drive to.
I think a lot of it could be the drive. Some like the mom and pop feel like my stuff is quality over quantity, and I never want to get big, so that they purposely keep it small.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of that, for sure. And, that's how NULA got started. NULA, the New Ultralight Arms is what the company was called. Is this guy, he basically started producing like one of the first like ultralight rifles for backcountry hunting and stuff, like carrying it in, miles in elk hunting, whatever else. And he started NULA, and it just kept it really small. He didn't really do anything with marketing and stuff, but it still got super popular just because it is just that good.
Yeah.
And then he ended up selling it out to some company. Bought them up. They're making them again. I don't know if it's Daniel Defense, maybe. They got into the bolt action market with it.
Yep.
And I think they're making the NULA rifles again, but under Daniel Defense, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that either. No one will correct me if I'm wrong. So, but yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Maybe someday I'll start something up and sell it off, and become rich. But
you get a podcast to advertise on.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I have the subpar product if anyone wants it.
Yeah. Hey, at least you haven't sold out, like doing daily greens or something God, it just drives me nuts. You get some like badass YouTube channel, podcast, and then within a year, they're like, well, we're going to sell this bullshit product for 30 seconds before we start. I'm like, man,
I do run automatic ads on this podcast, but they're automatic ads, so I don't really control what gets put on there. It's just, it's just one of those things where you put out free content, there's going to be ads. That's the trade-off, right? And I don't have a Patreon or anything like that yet. And maybe someday, if the demand is there and people want, ad-free content and maybe some extra shit on the side and whatnot, maybe I'll start one up eventually. But I don't have a Patreon now, so you're getting free content. So it's like, it's cool to make even just a couple bucks here and there. With what I'm doing here, But free content, you're going to get ads. This is the way it is. But yes, I won't personally endorse something that I don't fully believe in.
Yeah, that's good.
Like Grizzly's the title sponsor of the show, and they're a cooler company, and they make. I genuinely believe in their coolers, and they have box blinds they make. They make. And I truly do believe that they're the best box blinds on the market. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I truly believe in that product, and they're made right down the road. They're in Decorah, Iowa, dude.
Yeah,
like, that's awesome.
Do you remember when Grizzly used to do the fucked up coolers would be on sale real cheap there?
Yeah.
I don't think they've done that for a while because everybody just go there and get some badass coolers cheap as hell because the color was wrong.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know they still do it. They still have fucked up coolers that are for cheap, but I just don't think they advertise it anymore, and I don't know if they sell to the general public. It's probably like to the friends and family. It's like the friends and family discount coolers probably is what it is.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Because for a while there, I had buddies that were going there and they're like, got these two big ass coolers for like $50 a piece, and it's a $300 cooler, and I'm like, what? Color's shit off. There's a weird crack here, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's better than this fucking Igloo I have.
Yeah,
or Coleman or whatever.
Yeah, but
I was talking to Isaac at one of the shows, and I was like, dude, I want to get a 400 quart, and he's like, okay, well, like we can talk about it next year when it comes to like, renegotiating contracts and whatnot for the podcast, but really it's just like, or you can buy one of the fucked up ones. I'm like, oh, really? How much off are those? He's like, I don't know. I have to go check. I didn't really pursue it. Yeah, I should though, because I do want a Grizzly 400 quart cooler real bad.
Those things are
why?
Huge.
I don't know. Mainly for elk hunting is why I say.
Yeah,
but I haven't been elk hunting in a long time, so it's like, but that would be the reason why I'd want one is for elk hunting, because you can put fucking like, I think you put like 2, maybe 3 deboned elk in there, or you can fit like 2 like bone-in elk in there. Like that's
crazy.
Nuts. It's so big, dude.
I had a friend that he bought a Yeti. I don't know the cooler size, but it was like the second largest one at the time, because they have like that one that's like damn near a pallet. It's like 4x4x5 or some stupid thing.
Yeti
like that.
does?
I think
2?
so. Yeah.
I thought, because I know Grizzly 400 is like, it has like a place for forks for a forklift to pick it up with.
Oh Jesus! Yeah,
it's so big. But
this one he bought, it was like a long rectangle one that you'd still like could carry around. I wish I remember how big it was.
Oh, it was probably like 128 quart or something like that.
It was fucking
big though.
Huge though. The empty cooler weighed 109 pounds.
What the fuck?
Yeah, empty cooler.
Okay, that's way bigger than 120 something.
Yeah, this thing was huge, and I think he was drinking one night. He's like, but it came with a free pair of Oakleys. I'm like, what?
What the fuck?
You spent $1,400 on the cooler. And he's like, yeah, you can use it for camping. It shows up on FedEx freight on a pallet, and we're like, oh shit, his cooler's here, and it's hanging off of both edges of the pallet. We're like, oh my god, this thing's fucking huge.
Damn.
He shows up and he's like, what's that? I'm like, that's your cooler. He's like, god damn, they sent that in a big ass box. I'm like, I don't think there's a lot of box there, dude. We open it up, and he's like, what the fuck am I going to do with this big bastard? And we were reading the specs. It would hold like 400 some odd beers with 200 pounds of ice. I'm like, you can't even move this.
No.
Like, if you load it, it's parked unless you have a forklift.
Yep. That's how the Grizzly 400 is. It's like, if you fill it out with ice and beer, it's there.
Yeah.
It's not moving.
Just better put it on a trailer when you load it.
Well, their main audience they're trying to hit with that 400 is for when they just want to be, they want to have like a big ass fucking cooler. Mm-hmm. It's like a marketing thing too.
Yeah.
Taking to shows and be like, look at our big ass cooler. You can fit a small woman in there or two.
Yeah. And it's for sale. It's not just a demo toy,
it's demo. It's actually for sale. You can actually buy it.
Yep.
But also, like, it does come in handy for guys that go out west for elk hunting and with a big party, especially like if, say you're rifle elk hunting and you have a decent sized party of guys and you can fit a lot of elk in there.
Yep.
If you kill them, you can fit a lot of shit in there. And also, like, huge, big events, for like if you want to put a shit ton of beer in there and just park it. for a big ass party.
Even like fishing charters would probably be all over that.
Oh
too.
yeah, for sure.
Bolts to the boat.
I'm gonna look up the specs on that real quick just for funsies. But they're fucking big. But I guess that is the one thing where I won't take partnerships with companies just because. Like, if it ever gets to that point where, fucking, I don't know, what is one? What's that IP company? The fucking,
like GoDaddy or something.
Yeah, something like that, or like that one, or guards your IP, hides your IP.
Oh yeah, like
VPN.
VPN.
Yeah. So like they kind of be like, hey, run these ads. Like, it doesn't fit. Yeah. It's a gun podcast. Like, I'm not going to run VPN ads.
If it was a tech podcast, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, it might be all right, but I'm not. I don't know. That doesn't interest me. Like, but like if well, here's another one. If Christensen Arms comes on and says, Jake, we want to sponsor your podcast. We want to give you X amount of dollars to be the title sponsor of the podcast or whatever, I probably won't take it because as of right now, and it could change. They could change my mind, but as of right now, I don't believe in Christensen Arms. Like, their rifles, in my opinion, I've seen too many of them where that the finishes shit and it's coming apart, or I've actually seen the barrels coming off the bedding, like just coming off the stock. And I'm like, that's unacceptable. Yeah. For a $2,000 rifle, that's unacceptable, in my opinion. Yeah,
they look pretty, but
they look great.
I want it to function.
They look beautiful until the finish starts falling off of it and the fucking barrel starts separating from the stock. Like, that's just not acceptable, in my opinion. So I wouldn't, as of right now, I wouldn't accept a partnership with that company just because of that. Yeah. I don't truly believe in them. So until that changes, I won't do it. They haven't contacted me anyways, obviously, but it's like,
but I don't blame you.
It's one of those things. Like, I just wouldn't do that. There's other ones out there, like I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't want to talk shit on like a bunch of companies, but like, I don't know. I can't even think about it. Like Tasco. Yeah. If they wanted to fucking sponsor me for Tasco scopes, I wouldn't do it because that's a Walmart scope. Yeah. Like, it's just not going to happen.
If I had a BB gun or airsoft company, hit me up. But
yeah, I'm not below shooting a Tasco scope.
Yeah.
But it's because I've mounted on my fucking pellet gun.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to take this anywhere important.
No. So it's like, I wouldn't do that either because it's just, that would completely ruin my credibility, I feel like. So, yeah. And like Huntworth, they're another, I guess, loose sponsor, part-time sponsor maybe of the show, partner or whatever you want to call them. But they're awesome. I love their gear. Like, they make great hunting clothes. I believe in their product. So it's like, that's just the way I am, and I know that's the way like WCB is too. Like, we won't accept partnerships with companies unless we truly believe in the product. Because it's just like, it's a slippery slope, man.
Yeah.
Because then you start looking like a real sellout, and that's not fun. That's not cool.
No, I fully agree.
Yeah. That sucks.
Speaking of hunting clothes, do you think that it's becoming more of a fashion thing now with the prices?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, not to hit up on Sitka, but their clothes are nice. Mm-hmm. But the other day I was looking at, and it was it was for duck hunters. It was like the thermal bibs that go under your waders and the matching coat. $600 a piece.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's crazy.
A piece. It's not even an outer layer.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm like, well, is it that great? I mean, the quality feels nice. It feels great.
Uh-huh. And it is good gear. Like, Sitka makes really nice stuff. Like, their gear is great.
Oh,
like,
if I could have every piece of it, I would.
It's badass. But it's really good stuff. But I've just never been in a situation hunting. And I've hunted in some really, really cold shit and cold, wet, nasty environments. I've been in those positions, and I've just never been in a situation where I'm hunting and being like, man, I would be so much better suited if I had full Sitka get up.
Yep.
It's never happened. Like, I've never been that cold where I wish I had Sitka to keep me warm or comfortable,
Yep.
Because it's just like, no, it's 100%. 100% getting to the point of, like, it's a fashion show.
That's what I was thinking too. Because you walk around like Shields, prime example. Holy hell, you could drop tens of thousands of dollars on hunting gear there, just clothes.
Easily,
it's insane.
Easily, and that's the whole thing with Huntworth. love and respect for them because they're making good gear. Would I say that it doesn't have the fan base of Sitka because honestly, probably because it's more affordable, you know? So, but Huntworth is everywhere. Like there's Huntworth clothing in fucking Walmart and it's in Fleet Farm. It's all over the place. Like that Sitka's not, you know, but it's because people that, you know, shop at places like Walmart and Fleet Farm, they can afford that stuff. And it's not bad. Like it's like some people look at that and they poo poo on it. So like, oh, they look at the price. They're like, this jacket cannot even close to compare to Sitka because it's, you know, a jacket is, you know, $300 cheaper than a Sitka jacket. The Sitka quote unquote comparable, right? It's like, it just can't, it's too cheap. It can't be good. But that's 100% not false. It's just, Huntworth is an honest company and they put an honest price tag on their clothing because they want to be out there. They want to outfit hunters. They want to outfit a wide range of hunters. Because guess what? Someone that has $10,000 to drop on hunting clothes, they can still afford Huntworth. Someone that has $1,000 to drop on hunting clothes can afford Huntworth. So like everyone can afford Huntworth, which is great. And it's just like they're just fair, in my opinion. You know, my honest opinion about it, they're fair about their prices. So it's that's why I like it. But it is really high quality gear. Like I love their shit. Like it's super comfortable. I've only had one piece that fit not true to size. And that's the vest. And I don't know. I'm also like a bigger guy. Like I have a wider chest, I suppose, maybe, and it just didn't zip up. It's a little bit snug, but it wasn't like uncomfortably snug. Just a little bit snugger than I expected. Is all. That's the only piece that has been weird. I mean, but I should also say I have ridiculously long arms for my body.
Got a hell of a wingspan.
I have the wingspan of a guy that's like 6'7", and I'm only 6'2". So it's like everything I wear that's long sleeved is going to, when I stick my arms out, it's gonna ride up. It's going to. I have yet to buy any type of long sleeve jacket or shirt or anything that does not do that. Like, they all do it.
I'm the same way.
So I'm not. That doesn't bother me. I guess just because I'm so used to it. But even like because I do have a Sitka jacket, and I had to get that in triple XL. I'm not a triple XL. It's really big on me body wise, but it does fit my arms. But it's a rain jacket, and I didn't want my rain jacket riding up on me. So, you know, and it was also on sale. It's like 70% off at Shields one day. So I'm like,
I'd jump on
fuck it up. I bought it. So, you know, it's the only piece of Sitka I have. But no, I truly, in my personal opinion, I think Sitka is overpriced.
I think so too. And
if you're going to spend a shit ton of money on hunting clothes and you have the money to do it, then I think Kuiu is better than Sitka quality wise. Like, when you're talking about ruggedness, it's much more rugged than Sitka is. And Huntworth is super rugged, but it's also fucking priced appropriately for people like me and you.
I mean, if you shred a pair of pants every 2 years, who cares? You could buy multiples for the price of one set of pants of like a Sitka.
Yeah. I don't know for sure. I guess don't quote me on the price, but I'm pretty sure you can get into a full set of Huntworth at around $500.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's fucking super affordable.
Yep.
Like when you're talking about like high quality technical clothing, that's very affordable. To get a full set of Sitka, you're looking at a couple thousand.
Yeah, easily.
The jacket alone is like you said, $500-$600.
Yep.
For that jacket, it's like that's crazy.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
it's like, oh, this is nice, but not for the price.
I'd rather drop $500 on hunting clothes from Huntworth and then go buy. If I'm going to drop money, well, we just talked about earlier. I'd rather buy a $2,000 gun and spend a couple $100 on clothing because I can fucking toughen up.
Yeah, I could layer up with cheap shit underneath. I could do whatever.
Yep, I can. I don't. Cotton sucks. Cotton's the worst.
Yeah.
But if it came to the point where I'm on a budget, say I have $3,000 to spend on hunting stuff, and I don't have any clothes, I don't have anything, I'm buying the cheapest clothing I can buy and spending more on my shooting equipment, whether it's a bow or a gun.
Yeah, if you're going on a big ass elk hunt, you have $3,500. Do you want a $500 gun, $3,000 clothing, or vice versa?
Yeah,
could mean the difference you're coming home with an animal or not.
Right. Yeah, because I can just like I said, I can toughen up and fucking deal with it, but I can't
change the gun.
I can't change the gun,
No.
right? Yeah. So I'd rather buy, I'd rather go out and I'd rather buy a $1,500 rifle and a, $1,500 scope.
Yep.
And be good to go. Honestly, I'd rather buy a fucking $800 rifle and a $1,500 scope.
Be adequate.
Yeah. I'm going to put, I want to put, the appropriate glass on the appropriate gun. If I have a 6.5 Primo or a 7 millimeter red mag or whatever, or a fucking 300 Win mag, rifle manufacturers are getting to the point where they're all very comparable.
Yeah.
I think that they're getting very, very competitive.
Yep.
So you can buy a really good shooting $800 to $1,000 rifle. They're especially for hunting. Like PRS, no.
Yeah, no. But for hunting all day long,
yeah, for sure,
all day long,
for sure. I'm not going to take a shot at fucking 800 yards with it anyways.
No.
I'll hunt better. I'll just get closer.
Get closer.
Yeah.
Maybe be more choosy on your shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather do that. So yeah. But one thing I won't skimp on is glass. I like good glass. I'm a fucking bit of a glass hound. That's why, and I'm just, I like Loophole a lot, but I mean Athlon, they're fucking great too. Mm-hmm. I haven't personally shot with Athlon yet, but I've looked through your stuff, and it's good. And Vortex, sometimes I talk shit on Vortex, but I do like Vortex. Like they're good stuff.
I do too.
I have a couple of their scopes, and I've shot, their red dots and stuff, and I think Vortex makes good stuff. Like the thing that's cool about Vortex is they have budget scopes and high end scopes and everything in between.
Yeah,
Loophole you're looking at is just they're good quality scopes, but they're not in that cheaper realm. The VX Freedom line, you're looking at $300,
and it's a real basic scope. Like
very basic.
The features are they don't exist.
No, you're definitely not getting the feature rich scope that you're getting with like a VX5 HD or something like that, or anything like that. But with Vortex, you can get, if you're talking like comparing apples to apples, you're comparing the VX Freedom to like a Crossfire,
or even the Strike Eagle. It's like $500 now.
Yeah,
it's a pretty damn good scope.
It's a good scope. But like the Crossfire, I think that's their most budget, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is.
Yep.
And I was looking at it, I think they're like $150 for like their 3 to 9 by 40.
Yeah, I've never shot the Crossfire, but
I have, but I haven't shot a Crossfire scope. It was a Crossfire red dot, and that was fine. I mean, but a red dot's a red dot, honestly.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to be as rugged as like a EOTech, or a fucking whatever, I guess. But
if it was a total piece of shit, you just call Vortex and be like, hey, this thing is not shooting.
Sucks.
I realize it's a budget scope, but it's not shooting what it should. They'll probably switch it out. Like maybe it actually is a manufacturer defect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, Vortex, they do put their money where their mouth is. That warranty is insane. Because Loophole, like they're very high quality stuff, but they don't warranty their battery powered shit like Vortex does.
Yeah, which is disappointing.
It is. I get it. It's electronics. You can't really control. As a manufacturer, you can't control when they're going to poo-poo out and fucking do their thing because it's electronics.
Yep.
But Vortex does.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of hard not to look at Vortex, and when it comes to anything with batteries, anything with electronics, it's hard not to look at Vortex because well, you're showing me your rangefinding binos. Your Vortex
the Furies. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, they're badass.
Yeah, they're great. And for some reason, if they die or drop them and smash them, it's like, well, send them in and get another one.
Yep. And if it just stops working, like electronics, you can't control what electronics do. If the circuit board in there goes out for any reason, then you send it and you get a new pair.
Yep.
With Loophole, I don't know that they do that. I don't know for sure that they don't, but I don't know for sure that they do. And I don't know how long that warranty is. If it's like a 3-year warranty, 5-year warranty.
Yeah, it might be a little more strict.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a lifetime warranty like Vortex is. Like, it's a lifetime unconditional warranty. And if you sell me those Furies and I fuck them up,
it should transfer.
It's going to transfer. Like it does. Like I know that for a fact. Like anything that's Vortex, whether it's the first owner or the 10th owner, they're gonna honor it.
Yep.
And stand behind it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you're basically buying a lifetime product. You buy a scope or binos or whatever, you have that for life, unless you completely just lose it.
Right. Yeah, they probably won't warranty loss.
No, it depends. I've heard some guys have lost like their whole rifle.
That might be different. Maybe you could work that out.
Yeah, I've heard that Vortex has done them a solid and sent them another one.
But what happens if I call them, and be like, "Hey, I lost my fucking my Viper PST."
Maybe they had a receipt or some kind of tracking.
Right?
They had it. I don't know.
But they're like, "Oh, how do we okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just it fell off the boat."
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, "Okay, like, well, do you have a receipt?" Like, "No, I bought it from Landon."
Yeah. I mean, that'd really test out the warranty.
It's like, then I'm just getting free shit from Vortex. Like, I can't believe they would honor that. You'd think you'd have to send something in, right? Unless you had, like,
it might have been super conditional on what the deal was.
Unless you had, like, super undeniable proof and, like, 10 witnesses.
And maybe stolen with police report, to where it's like, I get,
something like that. Because then I could just call him and be like, bro, I lost it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta honor it. Right?
I had the new Razor HD yesterday, and
that's another thing too. Like, you could feel good about buying a Vortex rangefinder off of Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
because if it fucking shits the bed on you, then you send it in and it'll get fixed or replaced. So yeah, that's pretty nice.
It's like Leatherman, the multi-tool. Mm-hmm. They had. Was it lifetime replacement or like 100-year warranty? It was a ridiculous warranty. It was great. If you broke a tool off of it, mail it to them. They'll send you, pretty sure, like a new one or like a newly reconditioned one.
Oh, really?
It never really wasn't years because the turnaround was so quick. I'm sure they repaired it and put them back in, But it was like new, still tight, no wear on it. But, we used them at work quite a bit. Just a handy little tool. It's got wire strippers, scissors, pliers. For like quick jobs, but you end up breaking him when you're using it because you use it like a jackass, Sometimes a knife is a pry bar.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, I mail it in.
You're a fucking wind turbine tech, dude.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, they're like $120. I'm like, but you're buying the warranty on it.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous because for a while there, I had 3 of them, and what I was doing, I was going on eBay, and like, there's people that didn't know the warranty existed, and they're like, well, the knife is broke and this is bent. It would sell for $30. I'd buy it and I'd ship it right to them, get a brand new one.
Yep.
They put a stop to that.
What? Oh,
yeah, their warranty is much different. Yes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's much different. And now, if you look on eBay, the broken shit's still like $100. So
yeah,
they caught up pretty quick.
Leatherman as a company still honors it though.
Yeah, they'll still honor.
Oh, the people have gotten smarter.
The people have gotten smarter. And and Leatherman did change their warranty. I think it's like 75 years now or something.
Oh shit!
But yeah, everybody I knew had like 2 or 3 Leathermans because when you broke one, you just tossed it in the mail. Like every quarter, one guy'd be like, "Hey, who's got broken Leathermans?" We'd all send them in together. There'd be a box of 20.
Fuck yeah!
They'd be back in a week.
That's awesome. I'm a sucker for warranties.
I do.
Honestly, if you have a really solid, good warranty on a product, it's hard for me not to look at you.
Yeah. For one, to me, if you're willing to give that warranty, you believe in your product.
Right.
Because you're not going to lose your ass on warranty work. If it's shit, the company wouldn't exist.
Exactly. But all right, well, I think we're at almost 2 hours. I have to pee really fucking bad, dude. So I know you got to work tomorrow, and I do too.
Yeah.
So. But I do appreciate you coming on again, Landon. This has been fun. It's always fun getting you in here and picking your brain on shooting stuff. And
I love coming out and hanging out.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a fun podcast.
You need to work less so you can come out more.
I should. So. Yeah. Tell my boss that.
Right? I don't think you listen to me. So. Yeah. But no, I really do appreciate it, man.
No, I appreciate the offer to have me on.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.